Welcome to your custom-tailored deep dive. So today our mission is exploring a stack of sources you provided on Anu.
Right. The ancient Mesopotamian sky god.
Yeah, exactly. We are uncovering how this 5,000-year-old deity basically created the entire blueprint for human power.
It is a massive topic.
It really is. I mean, think about it. 5,000 years ago, the ancient Sumerians used this single star-shaped cuneiform sign.
Yeah.
I think it was called dingir.
Right.
And it meant sky and heaven and God all at exactly the same time, like a linguistic Swiss Army knife.
It really was.
So when you looked up at the sky, you weren't just looking at where the gods lived. You were literally looking at the supreme creator himself.
Exactly. I mean, they didn't really have separate words for the location or the object or the ruler. To them, those concepts were just physically inseparable.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, by making the sky itself the supreme god, these early urban civilizations dating back to like the 4th millennium BCE, they grounded their whole understanding of authority in something universally visible.
But also completely untouchable.
Precisely. Untouchable.
Which I guess perfectly explains his extremely hands-off management style. I mean, looking at the supreme triad of gods, Anu, Enlil, and Enki, it operates a lot like a modern corporation.
That is a great way to put it.
Right, because Anu is the untouchable chairman of the board just sitting in the corner office, while Enlil is like the stressed out COO down on the floor, actually running day-to-day operations and making decisions.
He really is. Anu's defining characteristic was this distant transcendence. In the Mesopotamian base 60 math system, his sacred number was 60.
Which was the absolute highest rank.
Yeah,
right.
You got it. He presided over the divine assembly, but he delegated the actual executive authority and the running of the cosmos to Enlil.
Okay, but wait. I have to push back on this a little bit.
Sure.
If Anu is famously remote and just sitting back letting Enlil do all the heavy lifting, why were ancient kings so obsessed with claiming Anu's favor?
That is the big question.
Right. I mean, if you're an earthly king going to war, wouldn't you want a more active mascot?
Well, they didn't really need Anu to fight their battles. I mean, they had other gods for that. What they needed was legitimacy.
Ah, legitimacy.
Right. This brings us to the Babylonian concept of Anutu, which basically translates to supreme divine sovereignty. You see, Anu was the ultimate source of the tablets of destiny.
And these weren't just symbolic plaques you hung on the wall.
Not at all. The tablets of destiny were the legally binding decrees of reality. Whoever held them basically controlled the future.
That is intense.
It is. The Sumerians believed the very institution of kingship literally descended directly from heaven down to humans, from Anu.
So kings didn't invoke Anu for a quick military victory. They invoked him to prove they had the fundamental right to rule in the first place.
Exactly. In fact, human political assemblies were designed to be a direct physical mirror of Anu's divine counsel.
Okay, so Anu is the untouchable bedrock of absolute order, but it's kind of hard to reconcile that with the absolute chaos of his actual family dynamics.
Well, the family drama is wild.
It is, because when his family gets involved, the remote sky god gets dragged right down into the mud. Like in the Epic of Gilgamesh, Anu comes across like a weary father.
He really does.
He just hands his demanding daughter a weapon of mass destruction simply to avoid a public meltdown.
Yeah, the goddess Ishtar is humiliated by Gilgamesh. So she runs crying to Anu and demands the bowl of heaven to destroy him.
And Anu actually tries to say no, right?
He does. He warns her the beast will cause 7 years of famine. But Ishtar threatens to literally break open the gates of the underworld and release the dead to devour the living.
A literal zombie apocalypse.
Exactly, a zombie apocalypse.
And the untouchable chairman of the board just caves.
He completely folds and hands over the bowl. And we see Anu being physically overpowered in other traditions too. Like in a Hurrian myth, the god Kumarbi violently overthrows Anu by biting off his genitals.
Oh my gosh. Which, I mean, sounds like pure shock value on the surface. But there's a specific mechanism at play there, right?
But there is. It's the physical severing and transferring of the sky god's procreative power to the next generation.
Right, that makes sense.
And what's really crucial here is that scholars trace this exact story straight to the famous Greek succession myth.
where Kronos castrates the sky god Uranos.
Yes, Anu's mythology directly shaped the Greek pantheon.
Wow. So we've traced Anu from being the physical sky to the ultimate blueprint of divine kingship,
Right.
the literal grandfather of Greek mythology.
It is amazing. He provided the core framework for how human beings understand authority and order and legitimacy.
Which leaves one final thought for you to ponder.
Oh, love these.
If the very first human civilizations envisioned their supreme, all-powerful creator as this distant, delegating figure who preferred not to intervene,
Yeah.
what does that tell us about how our earliest ancestors viewed the universe's natural indifference to their daily struggles?
That is a deep question.
It is. So next time you look up at that vast, quiet sky, maybe you're seeing exactly what they saw.